Hi everyone, this is Haley Coven, and I did my Map the System project on attention deficit hyperactivity disorder in Nova Scotia. And of course, to do my video submission, I decided to show you guys my visual map because of COVID-19. I'm currently in my pajamas. So for this project, we did an analysis of ADHD affecting children due to the lack of provincial resources within schools and communities in Nova Scotia. We discovered what ADHD is, its impacts, looking at mental health, social interactions, education. We looked at also problems we were having with children being on medication, inaccurate testing, lack of resources, and lack of support that was happening in the province. We did plenty of research. We looked at some articles, journals, and we also interviewed very reliable sources to gain so much information on what was happening in Nova Scotia. We also have the solutions that we looked at that were already occurring, and there was methods around the world as well that we discovered that might be great to be implemented in Nova Scotia as well. We looked at all the potential gaps that could be filled, and the result of looking at these gaps is that we figured out what we needed in Nova Scotia and what children were wanting in Nova Scotia as well. And then we also completed our system map and the relation with children with ADHD in Nova Scotia and the ending result, which is children not reaching their full potential and end up struggling. I think the best thing that we did find about ADHD in Nova Scotia is that there is already resources in use and implemented, and that was a very exciting find for us, is to know that not all children were suffering and that there are movements and people that are coming together and trying to make Nova Scotia a better place, which is perfect. A key issue that we discovered, and everyone that read my paper was very shocked by this discovery as well, is that people with ADHD are 11 times more likely to be unemployed, and that 32.2% of students with the combined type of ADHD end up dropping out of school, compared to 15% of teens with no psychiatric disorder, which is very discouraging. And school is very important for developmental reasons, and it's very hard to see that children are struggling and not all resources are provided for them. By doing Map the System, we learned so much about ADHD and what's going on in our province, what's going on around the world, looking at the steps of impacts, current solution, and identifying those gaps were very challenging, but it was very interesting and lots of research had to go behind. The reason we really chose the subject of ADHD was because I am personally affected because of my boyfriend, his brother, and other people, friends and family, do struggle with ADHD, and I was always curious of the resources we had and if they had help as well. My boyfriend said that throughout his life he always struggled looking for resources, and it wasn't always available for him. Out of all the lessons that we've learned by doing this project, one bigger one was the stigma that is still affecting children and impacting society's views of ADHD. A lot of people think it's childlike disobedience, that medication is the only answer, which is not true, and has lots of effects on children at every age and every point of their life. A big part of the resources with children with ADHD is that they're affected in multiple environments, at home, at school, in their community as well, with their social interactions, and Nova Scotia needs to make a lot of improvements and many adaptations to improve the lives of the children suffering and the parents as well. There are many gaps, solutions, and problems that we did not get to explore due to the lack of information and as well as our limits with this project. Overall, this was a great project, and thank you very much for listening.